A young Filipino boy sits quietly on a cracked sidewalk, his back leaning against a faded wall that has seen better days. The world rushes by footsteps, car horns, street chatter, but he seems untouched by it all. In his small hands rests an old, scratched guitar, its strings slightly rusted yet full of stories. He runs his fingers over them gently, as if greeting an old friend. The first faint notes of Hotel California begin to float through the humid air. The chaos of the city starts to fade, replaced by a melody so haunting, it feels like time itself slows down. His eyes close, his brow furrows, and he plays not just with skill, but with heart. Every strum carries the weight of his struggles, nights of hunger, days of dreaming, moments when music was the only thing that made him feel alive. The golden light of sunset spills over the cracked pavement, wrapping him in a glow that makes the whole scene look cinematic, like the universe itself is watching. A small crowd gathers, drawn by the sound. A few smile, a few record on their phones, but most simply listen, silent and still. The boy sways slightly with the rhythm, lost in the world he's creating, his voice barely humming the lyrics, tender and raw. There's hope in his music, but also a deep ache, a longing for something bigger, a dream beyond the streets. As the final note fades into the evening air, the city seems to breathe again. A quiet moment of awe lingers. For a brief, shining second, this poor boy isn't invisible anymore. He's not just playing a song, he's telling his story. And the world has finally stopped to listen. He steps onto the massive talent show stage, the bright lights almost blinding after a lifetime spent under street lamps. His feet are bare, his clothes simple, nothing about him screams star. Yet there's something in his eyes, a quiet fire, the kind that only comes from years of struggle and dreams that refuse to die. The crowd murmurs, curious. The judges exchange quick, doubtful glances. Another shy kid with a guitar, they think. But he doesn't flinch. He takes a deep breath, gripping the microphone with trembling hands. For a moment, the stage feels like a mountain, and he's standing at its very edge. The silence stretches. He closes his eyes, whispers softly into the mic, "This is for my mom." The words hang in the air, fragile, heartfelt, and full of meaning. Somewhere in the audience, someone stops breathing. Then, the first crisp, golden chords of Hotel California ring out from his worn guitar. The sound cuts through the noise like lightning. His fingers move with precision and grace, the rhythm flowing effortlessly, as if the music was always meant to find him. The room falls into complete silence. Even the judges, moments ago skeptical, now lean forward, captivated. Every note shimmers with emotion. His voice, gentle at first, grows stronger, deeper, filling every corner of the hall. The melody wraps around the audience, soft yet cold. He begins to sing Hotel California, and instantly, the room transforms. The first line escapes his lips, soft, trembling, but filled with depth far beyond his years. Every word feels lived, every note touched by something raw and real. His voice carries the ache of someone who has known struggle, yet still chooses beauty. As the verses unfold, his tone grows stronger, steadier, a perfect balance of control and soul. The guitar hums beneath his fingers, echoing like thunder through the hall. The chords are crisp, deliberate, each one ringing with emotion. You can feel the audience leaning forward, breath caught in their throats. No one dares to move. No one dares to speak. The camera cuts between the boy's closed eyes, lost in the song, and the faces of the crowd. Astonishment, wonder, and tears shimmer in their expressions. The judges, once skeptical, are now silent, their eyes wide with disbelief. They know they're witnessing something rare, a performance born not from training or fame, but from pure heart. Under the spotlight, sweat glistens on his forehead, but he doesn't falter. His fingers glide across the strings as though guided by something divine. Then comes the high note, a soaring, trembling cry that fills the air with electricity. It's not just sung, it's felt, like a prayer rising from pain into hope. When the final refrain fades, the silence is deafening, the kind that only follows greatness. Then, as if breaking a spell, the audience erupts in applause, cheers, and gasps. The boy opens his eyes, breathing hard, tears threatening to fall. For that moment, he isn't just a poor kid on a stage. He's a legend in the making, a soul that just touched the world. As he reaches the final note, the world seems to stop. His voice rises, trembling, powerful, full of fire and heartbreak, and then fades into silence. For a split second, there's nothing but the echo of his last chord. The audience sits frozen, breathless, unable to believe what they've just heard. And then, boom! A judge slams the golden buzzer with both hands. The sound explodes through the hall, followed by a blinding storm of golden confetti raining down from above. The crowd erupts in wild applause, screams, and cheers. Cameras flash like lightning, capturing the moment that will be replayed across the world. The boy stands there, stunned. His hands tremble as glittering confetti swirls around him like falling stars. He looks up, eyes wide, lips parted in disbelief. Then the tears come, slow at first, then unstoppable. His knees buckle, and he drops to the stage floor, clutching his guitar as though it's the only thing anchoring him to reality. In slow motion, the camera captures everything, the confetti drifting through beams of golden light, his tear-streaked face lifted toward the ceiling, the judges on their feet, clapping through their own tears. The sound of the audience fills the air, a roar of love, pride, and pure emotion. The music swells, and he looks up slowly, as if waking from a dream. Golden confetti rains down around him, glimmering in the stage lights like tiny stars falling from the heavens. His hands tremble, still clutching the old guitar that carried him from the streets to this moment. The roar of the crowd swells into something thunderous, something alive. The judge rises from her seat, eyes glistening with emotion, and walks toward him. Without hesitation, she kneels and pulls him into a tight hug. The boy collapses into her arms, sobbing uncontrollably, overwhelmed by joy, disbelief, and relief all at once. For the first time in his life, someone is holding him not out of pity, but pride. The golden confetti sticks to his hair, his face, his clothes. He's covered in light, in love, in victory. The camera pans across the audience, people are standing, crying, clapping. The chant begins softly at first, then grows louder, stronger, united. Filipino dream. Filipino dream. The boy lifts his tear-streaked face toward the lights, the chant echoing around him like a heartbeat. He can't stop smiling, a smile so pure, so radiant, it could light up the whole stage. Every struggle, every lonely night playing on the streets, every whispered promise to his mother, it all led here. The camera freezes on his face, his eyes shining with tears and triumph. Time seems to stop, immortalizing this single, perfect second. The music fades to a soft piano note as the screen slowly darkens. White text fades in against the golden glow. From the streets, to the stars. A story of hope, of dreams, of a boy who sang his way into the world's heart and proved that miracles do come true.